Hello peeps and welcome back to Modded Minecraft with Nightdagger episode 16. I'm in here in my bee world. I want to show you guys something that I've done off camera and a couple of other things real quick. Number one, I wanted to show you a change that was made to Railcraft world anchors. They are no longer free. They require fuel in order to function. Ender pearls to be specific. An ender pearl gets you 12 hours of chunk loading. So it's not a huge change, but it was done to balance it out a little bit. It does require fuel now. And ender pearls aren't that bad of fuel. Two things real quick before I go any further. Please apologize. I apologize in advance for my scratchy voice and for my constant coughing. I'm still trying to get over the flu. But I wanted to upload something for you guys tonight, and I feel significantly better than I did yesterday. So, yeah, I wanted to get something up. Number two, there might be a little extra background noise. You might have just heard that there. My kittens have reached the age where they no longer want to be contained, so I can't keep my door closed when I record anymore, or else they go berserk and climb up my legs and all that. So you might hear a little more background noise than usual too. So for those two things, I apologize in advance. Another thing, if you come out here, you'll see this big friggin' crater out here. This is what happens if you have a combustion engine that runs without cooling. Yes, they do still explode. They're not like forestry engines, contrary to some rumors going around. However, even though there's this gigantic crater here, which had to have been caused by a hell of an explosion, it didn't take out any of the conduit or the cell that I've attached to it. So these things are apparently somewhat blast resistant, which is good to know. Number three, I went out and did a little bit of hunting in the jungle, and I got myself some tropical drones. And I started automatically breeding them out there, nice and far away from everything else, so that, I don't get poisoned. I did get some cows that I brought in just in case I do, because the poison from these things is nasty. And then I did some selective breeding. I took some of the nobles that I had left over from when I was doing my breeding for the Imperial line, and I bred the tropical into them, and I have ended up with tropical bees. This is actually my first full set of them. Tropical bees that are purebred with shorter, fast, needing flowers and not jungle flowers, with no effect. And they're also tolerant to both directions. Well, I guess this one isn't tolerant to humidity yet. So we'll have to try and get that worked out here. Okay, that one's not tolerant to humidity either. Neither is this one. So we're going to have to just kind of hope. I also ended up with two bees that are less than perfect. It took me 3 drones to get this far. Or 3 princesses to get that far. One thing about bee breeding is that unless you're working with the sinister strain, it pretty much comes down to persistence. It comes down to get a purebred bee of the type that you want, breed it into another type of bee, and then breed that bee's offspring back into itself. One thing is going to happen sooner or later. Either you are going to get the perfect bee, or you're going to mess up and you're going to have to start over. However, sinister is the only one where starting over is fatal. You may have to change a biome now and then. Like, for this bee, I had to go back and forth between here and a jungle biome a few times to get it this far. But it's a matter of persistence. Eventually, persistence will pay off. Matter of fact, if I take this bee out of here for right now, let me take a look at this. It'll tell you 79 generations in captivity. Now, I didn't breed 79 tropical bees. 79 is also a factor of the queen that I had before. One of these bees is probably a better indicator. 4 generations? No, it's been a lot more than 4 generations. I'd say probably maybe 10, 12 generations of bees to get this far. Anyway, that's not what I want this episode to be about. So let's head back to the Nexus, and let's head to our warehouse. Wow, this has changed, hasn't it? Yeah, looking good with marble. Alright, let me clean my inventory up here real quick while I think about what I want to do this episode. Because, I'll be honest, I don't really have a real specific plan yet. I do know I want to get started on forestry stuff soon, and I have a specific way I want to do that. I'm not going to do it with the normal way with the automatically supplied farms and all that. I mean, I'm going to automatically supply to a certain extent, but not as much as in the past. Tools, we'll throw that away for now. Throw away the apple. Put away our metal, which I am running very short on iron again. I'm going to have to do some serious iron mining in the future. I have a bunch of tin, which, thanks to this thing, I could convert tin into iron using that particular exploit, but like I said, exploit, I feel it's like it's cheating, so I'm not going to do that. If you want to, go ahead. Let's check up on our other rooms here real quick, see how we're doing. If we head up to thermal expansion, see, not a whole lot's changed here. I've still got the copper nickel heating coils in there. Redstone cell, still doing good. Nothing really in here. A little bit of iron. And this is something that I want to get sorted in the near future. I want to be able to automatically ship out the results from some of these machines. How do you do that? Well, obviously, you use logistics pipes. It's a little bit beyond the scope of this episode, though. I see two machines. I got nothing going on in here, I don't think. Nope. Palmatorium hasn't changed in ages. The last thing I did in here was reorganizing it. The assembly station, that hasn't changed in ages. The Mystic Forge, well, I mean, it's an enchanting table and an anvil. How much could it change? The charging center, I do have a couple of full energy cells. I need to get some more of these going in the future. The Gregtech room is pretty much exactly as we left it. Nothing really going on here, except I did have some titanium cooking up in the blast furnace. And I think we're going to want to add some more machines to this in the near future, but not right at this moment. I think what I want to do... what do I want to do? It figures. I've got Redpower now, so I've got like the mod that I've wanted to have since the beginning of the series, and I can't really think anything to do with it. Not that I really can, because I don't have enough NIKOLITE yet. So, I'm kind of holding off on NIKOLITE to do anything heavy with Redpower. I've got an iridium ingot, I've got some iridium plates. Tell you what, how about we come over to the buildcraft chest, we grab some diamond transport pipes, we grab some of those gears, and no, we'll leave that glass there. I want that glass in place. And let's come over here and we'll grab this glass. We'll grab some redstone torches out of here. And we're going to make ourselves some more logistics pipes. Just a handful. And by handful I mean 32. We're also going to grab a stack of stone. We're going to get 5 more stacks cooking. So I'm running low on stone again. There we go. We're going to make ourselves a lot of stone pipe. We're also going to grab a few pieces of gold. And by a few pieces I mean like a quarter stack. We're going to make ourselves a good stack of golden pipes, because I want to get a centralized logistics system going. The centralized logistics system that I have in mind is going to connect to the downstairs logistics system, and it's going to run up through the center of the tower, kind of like my IC2 stuff does. So, let's find a good place to go down through. That's not a good place. We'll fix that later. How about right here? That looks like a good place. And right here, we're going to turn this into our primary hub. So what we're going to do is we're going to break that. We're going to put a logistics pipe there because that's now going to be an intersection. We're going to run stone pipe out to here. And up we go. Do I have my jetpack? No, I don't. I definitely want that before I mess around with any of this. It needs to be charged. Back up to IC2 power. And I'm starting to run a little low on power, I see. So I should probably sort my power situation sometime in the not too distant future. For right now, if I head back to my warehouse, look in my IC2 chest, I should still have plenty of lava cans. Let's see, how many generators do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Good enough, I don't care. We'll burn up the rest of our lava doing this. I do have a more permanent solution in mind for this as well. But that'll at least get us some power influx, which we desperately need at the moment. It looks like something's pulling a power drain from this. I imagine it's the furnaces downstairs. Alright, let's put the jetpack on. And I have it set into hover mode already. So, come on. There we go. Now, we're going to run into this wire here. So we're going to want to change the direction. Oops, I fell off. We're also going to want to interpose a golden transport pipe every once in a while. Now remember, golden transport pipes don't have to be redstone powered to work anymore. Also, every once in a while, we're going to want to put in a logistics pipe. Because a logistics system will only search so far on a pipe before it gives up. Logistics pipes basically reboost that search. Sorry. Okay, so about 6 more up, we'll do another golden pipe. 6 more up, we'll do a logistics pipe. And we'll just repeat that. 6 up, golden pipe. And logistics pipe. We're pretty much at the top. And we'll do a golden pipe here. And we'll call that good for now. Alright, so what machines do we have that we need to extract from? Well, it would be awfully nice to be able to extract from our industrial centrifuges. We don't really need to extract from the implosion compressor, because anytime we do anything with the implosion compressor, we're probably going to be standing right here looking at it. It would be nice to be able to extract out of the electrolyzer. Also nice to extract out of the grinder. And the blast furnace. So we're going to need a total of 5 extractor pipes for this room. Now, we're not going to want to have it running like straight through everything else. So I'm figuring what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop down here and I'm going to bore a hole right here and temporarily right there. And we're going to kind of do the same thing we did with the piping system, except we're going to have the logistics pipes come through the floor, meet up at a central location, and then go out that way. However, to do that, we need to get some modules. Let's head back to the warehouse. Specifically, the modules that I'm going to need are extractors. Extractor modules are redstone iron chipsets with redstone and sodalite, or indigo dye. You can use indigo dye? That's cool. In the buildcraft chest, I have no chipsets. That's awesome. Let's grab half stack of iron, half stack of gold, stack of redstone. Let's head up to the assembly station now. And in here I've got absolutely nothing. That's awesome. Let's go ahead and start manufacturing a few of these chipsets. I'm going to turn off the golden chipset for the moment because the iron ones are more important. Actually, no. I'm going to turn it both back on. We're pulling 24 Minecraft joules per tick. You can see it takes 20k Minecraft joules to make one of these things. The more lasers we have, the faster that'll build up, so I may actually want to get a few more lasers on here. You know what, let's do that now. So we need another piece of conduit, we need 4 more lasers. Conduit we should already have in thermal expansion. We don't. That's awesome. I have some in my B world. By the way, another thing that I covered off stream, or on the stream, a crescent hammer, which is basically the thermal expansion version of a wrench, is required for doing anything with thermal expansion. Now, how did you get down here? Whatever. Back out here. Hello, kitty. While we're here, let's see what happened with these bees. We can tell we got a purebred because the drone's stacked. So whatever this bee is, it's purebred. Still don't have tolerance on the inactive. Did these drones pick up tolerance on the inactive? No, they didn't. And what happened with you? You picked up tolerance again. So you're basically the same thing now. Awesome. However, these drones are not purebred because they didn't stack. So these drones are different in some way. This one here is a pure tropical, but it's slower fast. And it's intolerant on the inactives. This one is shorter fast, but it still has poison inactive. And it's not tolerant. So these drones are pretty much junk. These bees, though, are good. Let's throw these bees over the fence. And now let's do what I was actually coming here for. Let's come out here and recover our thermal expansion stuff that we brought out here for testing the combustion engine. I'm getting a lot of lag when I'm transferring dimensions now, so. Alright, so. We'll need a little bit of obsidian. Need a handful of diamonds. And we're going to need some redstone. And that's how you make lasers. Let's take these up and mount them on the wall. One, two, three, and these are going to start firing up right away because they've got power. And now these will start firing up as well. And that should allow us to, yep, 41 Minecraft joules per tick going into this baby. So we're now producing these things at warp speed. However, we're also draining this thing at warp speed. Since this room has such a high power consumption, let's go ahead and put a second energy cell in here. Actually, that's not going to work. We're going to have a second energy cell tagged on the wall here, set to output. What that's going to do is it's going to drain this energy cell to feed this one, which basically gives us twice the available power in this room. It'll run twice as long before it totally runs out. Let's go ahead and wait just a second here. We've got our redstone iron chipsets. I thought we had our redstone iron chipsets. Guess not. Changed its mind. We should. It used 4 pieces of iron. Curious. Well, whatever. It's working on it now. Waiting, waiting, getting impatient. Oh, wait, now put the iron back. What? Display glitches. Okay, now we've got our iron. We're going to need another golden one too, but gold ones take twice as long to produce. So we'll just come back and get that in a few minutes. We got some redstone on us, we got some blank modules, we got the chipsets we need. Put our diamonds away, we don't need those right now. And let's grab, out of our dust chest, some sodalite. Blank module, top with redstone iron chipsets, sodalite on the bottom, and redstone gives us extractor modules. Back to the assembly station. We are just in time to get this redstone iron or redstone golden chipset. Extractor modules top with golden gives you Mark IIs, which try to pull an item every second. Excuse me for a second, I need to grab a drink. There we go, that should be better. Now we're going to need to convert 4 of these into Mark I logistics pipes. And we'll need our Buildcraft wrench to interface with them. So we'll head back up to Gregtech. And on each one of these machines, on one side or another, we're going to put a basic logistics pipe, or a Mark I extractor rather. Oh, I actually need one more of everything. That's great. At least I didn't have to wait. Grab a bit more dust. Gonna need 11 pieces of dust. Sodalite, redstone, module, chipset, chipset, pipe, Mark I chassis. Now we're good to go. Alright, put the Mark I chassis together, and then underneath here, let's bore a hole. Let's have just a regular stone pipe coming down, and we'll do the same thing here, and here. Oh, that's not going to work. We'll do it here. That shouldn't interface. Nope. And yep, that'll work. There we go. Still wearing our jetpack? Yes, we are. Fly down here. And let's come over here and we'll bring that down. We'll bring it down one more. Over here, we've got these, which we'll bring down. And then over here we've got this one, which we will also bring down. I don't have any scaffolding on me, so I'm kinda derping around a little bit here. And we'll just bring this over to here. Actually, I'll just bang my head up on here. It's as close as you can get to creative mode flight with this thing. Bring that over there. These two, bang my head up on here. I'm going to have connect right here. Put my logistics, oh hello. I'm just going to have these things actually connect. Like, say, right here. Is that going to be right? Looks like it. Now remember, it's an intersection, so it has to be a logistics pipe. And then we'll bring this over here, and that should match up perfectly when I put this logistics pipe here. And then if I bring this out here, we will land on top of that cable, pop that out one, pop this out to there. However, this is now an intersection, so it has to be a logistics pipe. And there we go. Our Gregtech system is now hooked into our extractor system. So if we bring something up here and put it, for example, in the industrial electrolyzer, once the outputs are done, it'll be automatically pulled out of the system by the Mark II extractor and sent directly to our warehouse, which is pretty awesome. We're sitting on about 6 million power now. We're going to eventually want to do kind of the same thing with industrial craft. But I don't really have enough piping to do that quite yet. We're also eventually going to want to completely redo this room. Again. Because eventually I'm going to want to have automatic processing set up. So I'm going to have all of my dust processed through pulverizers. And then I'm going to have them shipped all out to industrial craft electric furnaces, because as nice as the powered furnace is, and as low power draw as it has, it only pulls 2 Minecraft joules per tick, so 2 steam engines will run a powered furnace. Or 1 electrical engine. But they can't keep up with a pulverizer. A pulverizer will actually produce dust faster than those furnaces will smelt it. So it's definitely worth it to use IC2 power to process the dust, but to use the pulverizers to get it, because you get that chance of the extra output. That's further down the road. For right now, let's pop down here. We'll pick up the pipe that we dropped. And you know what? It would probably help if I actually attached the modules that I have to my Gregtech system, wouldn't it? So they're still in my inventory here. Alright. Extractor module. And one for you. Now, it's not going to pull out those cells, is it? It shouldn't. But, good. And one for you. And one for you. And finally, one for you. Nope, I don't want. I want hover mode enabled so that I can float down and not crash. Alright, so now that we got that done, we can clean up our inventory. which we're going to do the smart way this time. There's no nice way to do those, so let's just put those away by hand. I probably would have recognized the stone pipes, but I'd rather not have pipes all over the place. Speaking of all over the place, how's my miscellaneous chest doing? Got a bunch of torches in there for some reason, and a bunch of marble. Alright, over in our metals chest, let's put that electric ingot away. Let's see here. Let's put away redstone torches, we don't need those. These extra silky combs we'll throw in there for now, we don't really need those. Don't need the thermal expansion tool, we don't need the ruby sickle. Which, by the way, this thing picked up a nice, new, nifty addition in the latest version of Redpower. Let me show you real quick because it really is awesome. And it has also kind of changed my opinion on one of the other mods that has been suggested time and again for my series. Because if you take a look at this, it now works kind of like the scythe does in Terra Firma Craft. It rakes leaves. Now, it takes a few seconds for some of the leaves, specifically the non-vanilla ones, like the ones here that were added by extra biomes. These take a little longer, but it's pretty awesome. It does, however, kind of bring back into the picture the idea of adding Tree Capitator. The main reason I haven't used Tree Capitator is because there's a configuration setting that allows you to get it to automatically drop all the leaves, and when I'd use Tree Capitator, I like using that setting because it makes cleaning up your trees a lot nicer. I haven't used it because I think it's totally overpowered with forestry. I mean, it's like infinite biogas. Go out, kill a couple of trees, get their saplings, biogas all over the place. Since this thing now does that, I may just have to install it. I don't know. Okay, let's put the seeds away here. Push the door closed a little bit since the cats won't leave it. Oh, our cats won't leave it pushed. Alright, and let's clear out of that. Let's start taking a look at another Gregtech toy. I know I said we weren't going to do anything with Gregtech this episode, but there is one thing that I want to start getting set up. Sometime in the not too distant future, I am going to have to work on a matter fabricator. That's going to require these highly advanced machine blocks. It's going to require energy flow circuits, a Lapatronic energy orb, and 2 teleporters. Highly advanced machine blocks require chrome. They also require titanium. Now titanium I have to get from mining. Yeah, I gotta go get a lot more bauxite. I burned through pretty much my entire bauxite supply. So I gotta go get a crap load more bauxite before I can really do anything. Chrome, though, is even more of a pain in the ass. In order to get chrome dust, you have to craft it pretty much out of ruby dust. That's right, ruby dust. You can also use tiny piles of chrome dust, which you can get out of scrap boxes, but kind of pointless. Which means ruby dust or uvarorite dust, whatever the hell that is. Which this is a side effect of yellow garnet dust, which is so ridiculously rare it's not even worth trying for. Gregtech just adds so much crap. Anyway, so I need to grind up a whole bunch of rubies. Well, I got plenty of them, so let's go ahead and grind some up, huh? Now, I know that these rubies don't follow most of the War Dictionary laws. I don't know if they'll follow the macerator ones. Oh, wait. Those rubies do follow. It does follow. So why don't the sapphires? I tried the sapphires last night on the stream. According to this, it should. Maybe Redpower stuff works for Gregtech, but not vice versa. Easy enough to try. And I've already got a stack of those on me, so if we take an RP2 ruby, yeah, I'll be damned, it works. So it works one way, but not the other. That's weird. Because see, if we come over here and we grab a stick, we put the stick up here, see, nothing. That's weird. I don't know why it would work one way and not the other. Whatever, it's stupid. Okay, let's go macerate some expensive stuff. This is almost painful. Nine ruby dust is what it takes. Back into Gregtech. And if I remember right, it's the electrolyzer that does this. Yep. Can see as soon as I tossed the ruby dust in, it started processing. Let's head back to Industrial Craft. Grab some more ruby dust here. Back to Gregtech, where we'll throw this in, and we were just in time to see the extractor do its work. And we're almost done here. There we go. Totally done. Back to Gregtech we go. There we go. It's pulling out all of the wonderful stuff. Let's go to our warehouse. Because all of this stuff is probably landing in miscellaneous. Yep, chrome dust landing in miscellaneous. Put that in dusts so that all of our chrome dust will end up here. Now I know there was another piece coming. Now, does chrome have to be cooked in a blast furnace, or can you cook it in a regular furnace? It has to be cooked in a blast furnace, and it has to have at least 1700 Kelvin. Well, I believe we have that. Let's head back up to Gregtech. Our blast furnace, heat capacity 2200, yep. So we can cook up chrome. And we're waiting. These blocks of sapphire look really cool. That's Gregtech sapphire, by the way. Oh, another interesting fact. Industrial craft emeralds are now called green sapphires. I'm assuming, and the Gregtech one is too, I'm assuming that's to keep it from being able to be used as trade fodder with the villagers. At least I would imagine that's why they do it that way. Anyway, so we've got some chrome production going now. That's pretty cool. And I'm right around that 40-minute mark, so I think this is probably a good place to end this episode. I think what I'm going to do off camera in between episodes here is I'm going to go try and collect a lot more resources, specifically focusing on NIKOLITE and iron, because I have something that I really want to get to in the not terribly distant future. I'm not really going to spoil what it is yet, but I will let you guys know that it has to do with this ginormous freaking room that I've hollowed out down here. What am I going to do down here? Well, you'll have to wait and find out. This has been Nightdagger with Let's Play Mod of Minecraft, episode 16. Maybe episode 17 we'll get started on something down there, huh? Yep, I think that's enough for now. Catch you guys later.